Hello, we are going to make a Bengali menu today, okay, which consists of luchi. Luchi is the puri. Now that puri I have shown the demonstration separately, so that we will take it later on, okay. But today I am going to show you the demonstration on a menu where we are going to make the main course in the form of chingri malai curry. Second thing is aloo dum, which is a veg substitute for the main course. Third is the tomato chutney. Now when you say about chutney, what comes to your mind? That chutney is only served, say 1 spoon or 2 spoons. No. But Bengali people usually, whenever they say chutney, chutney is always eaten as an accompaniment. So their chutney says that it's an accompaniment. Okay. So tomato chutney, and the last but not the least, the sweet thing, that is we are going to make mishti doi. Okay. So now we will start. In this case, where I'm going to make some pre-preparations, and I'm going to show you that these are the potatoes which are boiled, which are to be put for boiling. Now these are the baby potatoes which I'm going to use. If you don't have baby potatoes, not a problem. You can take one big potato and cut into 1/4 pieces, but the size should be this much. Okay. So now I'll be putting this for boil. Similarly, I'll be putting the milk for boiling. We are not going to put any salt or anything in the potatoes, okay. So the potatoes are kept for boiling. Second thing is I'll put the milk for boiling for the mishti doi. The milk, what you are going to do is, the milk we are going to reduce it to half, okay. So if you are taking 1 liter of milk, we will be reducing it to half liter. If you are taking half liter of milk, we will be reducing it to 250 grams, okay. Let us start with the tomato chutney. As I told you, these are the ingredients which we are going to use for the tomato chutney. Basically, this is the oil. This is the oil, which is the mustard oil, which is always used in the Bengali cuisine. Why? Because when I told you, when I took the Bengali cuisine theory with you all, I told you because mustard is grown in a very large quantity because the conditions are suitable and favorable for growing of the mustard. So this oil is very popular. Another thing is, as I told you, in that I explained you about the panch phuran. Panch phuran means what? It is mustard seeds, then it is onion seeds, that is kalaunji. There they use radhuni. Radhuni means what? Wild celery beans. Here celery seeds, sorry. Here we don't get celery seeds, so we use a substitute, that is the onion seeds. Okay. So the third thing is the jeera. You all know, cumin seeds. Fourth is the methi. Now you all know that when I showed you mustard, kalaunji, methi and jeera, these all 4 things are very bitter. So to cut down the bitter flavor, usually the saunf is used. So if you use one part of all these things, ideally the saunf which is used is 2 parts to give a little sweetish taste. You all know Bengali people are very sweet. They like sweet things. They have sweet tooth. So their preparations are also very sweet. Another thing, the main thing what we are going to use in this is the tomatoes. Now you have done cutting and chopping of all the vegetables in the first year or the entire year, so I am not going to show you the chopping and cutting, okay. So these are the chopped tomatoes which we are going to use for the tomato chutney. Another thing what we are going to use is the bay leaf. Bay leaf, you all know, it comprises of the garam masala. So this we are going to use in the preparation of tomato chutney. Now raisins. Raisins means what? Kishmish. This is another thing what I am going to use. Otherwise also the optional things which are used in this are dates. Those are the khazur, okay, what we say. The local name is khazur. So we use khazur, or another thing what Bengali people typically use is the aam papad. They cut the aam papad into small pieces and they add it in the tomato chutney. In your recipe it doesn't say anything, so we are going to have a simple chutney. Moving back to the range.
Stop.
Putting the gas on. The flame should be medium, so there are less chances of things getting on. I'm going to put the mustard oil. You have to smoke this mustard oil. Some people, what they do, especially in the Hyderabadi cuisine, what they do is they put a red chili in this. So when the red chili burns, they come to know that the smoking temperature of the oil is reached. But we will not put the red chili. red chilies दे माना. After this gets smoked, we'll go in a sequence of adding Panch Pooran. Another thing what we are going to use in this is the grated ginger or ginger paste. See now, I am putting the mustard seeds. Let them crackle a little bit. Kalonji. Little methi. This is the place where you can reduce the temperature and sound. And saute. I'm going to put the bay leaf. Reduce the flame. I'm going to put some red chilies in this just to give that tikha and meetha flavor. Meetha flavor will be because of the sugar and ginger, which we are going to saute a little bit. Add all the tomatoes which are chopped. Mix it well. Trust me, this is giving a very good flavor. I'm going to add little salt. We can adjust the salt later on. And I'll add little water in this and we will keep it for boiling. ये करके पानी डाल के should I keep it here or should I keep it?
Start हो गया.
I'm adding water to this, and after adding water I'm going to put it on a high flame. We will just check whether the potatoes are done. See, we will have to check the potatoes whether they are done with the knife. No. Still some time. So we'll boil the potatoes for some more time. Yes. The milk is boiling. So what we're going to do is now when we reduce the milk, what usually we do. This is the milk which is kept for boiling. Now when we want to boil the milk, usually we keep it on a slow flame, but now I want to reduce it, so I've kept it on a high flame. So when the milk comes to a boil, it tends to come out of the saucepan. So usually what we do is we put a round spoon or a flat spoon or a frying spoon in the milk, so that what happens is with this pressure the milk doesn't spill out of the container. Okay, so we are going to reduce this. This is 1 liter milk I have taken, so we are going to reduce this milk to half liter and then we'll proceed with the mishti doi. We are making the most simplest but the most tastiest dish, that is chingri malai curry. Chingri means what? Prawns. I have asked for large prawns. You can see this. These prawns are deveined. They are very fresh. Your mouth will definitely water seeing these prawns. And after washing the prawns, after cleaning them, removing the intestine, I have applied little salt and lime juice on the prawns. Okay. So these are the ingredients that I am going to use for making the chingri malai curry. Now when you say about malai curry, okay, the malai comes from the thick coconut milk which we get to use in this curry. Okay, there are no onions, no thickening, nothing else. It is just a simple curry. You can see only the ingredients which have got some spices, green chilies, jeera, ginger paste. As I rightly told you in the theory class that Bengali people usually use ginger and chilies, okay, and the salt. So we will proceed with this. We'll start with the Chingri Malai curry. Prawns don't take much time for getting cooked. That is additional advantage where you can just plan and you can go ahead with the things. Again, the same thing with the mustard oil. They also use another oil which is called as badam. Badam means in Bengali cuisine they say peanuts are called as badam, not the almonds. So badam tail can also be used for making this prawns curry. Always remember that whenever you are cooking anything near the range, you have to get all the ingredients required for that particular dish and then you should start. Then you don't have to run around for the things to get. I've added the mustard oil. Now we will start with the different things to be added. Let the mustard oil smoke. Little jeera. Now why do we add jeera or mustard seeds in the hot oil? To check the temperature of the oil so that it is easier for us to start with the remaining things. Ginger paste. Reducing the flame. Now we add the remaining things, that is the powder masalas. When we say powder masalas, it is always the turmeric, red chili powder and the coriander powder. But here we don't use coriander powder, instead we use the jeera powder. Red chili powder always gives a beautiful color. Little jeera powder. Again saute a little bit. Make sure it is not sticking to the base. This is the time I am going to add the prawns. All the prawns and mix it. If the prawns are small, you have to very delicately mix it. Otherwise, the prawns might tend to break. I'm adding sliced green chilies right now. And the salt. Salt, as I told you, you should add less salt because we have already added little salt on the prawns. This is the time I'm going to add some water to this for the prawns to get cooked. This is not a very thick curry, but the thickening always gets because of the coconut milk which is used in the curry. We will cook the prawns now. Lastly, before presentation, I am going to check the salt, whether it is proper. Always remember that you are going to taste first and then you are going to serve the people. We'll give a check on the chutney. Till the prawns are getting cooked, we will remove the lid of the chutney and check whether the tomatoes are getting cooked. We are going to press the tomatoes so that they will get cooked faster. As I told you, it's not a ground chutney, it is as good as an accompaniment. So when we eat the chutney, we want to have the small pieces of tomatoes which will be in the chutney. I'll put back the lid again. And then we'll go and check the prawns. You can see that the prawns are cooked now. See the beautiful prawns. Now I am going to add the coconut milk and finish off with this preparation. As soon as you add the coconut milk, you can see this, the oil which we have added has come on top. This is the delicacy of the prawns curry, Chingri Malai curry. Let it come to a boil and our prawns curry is done. You can see this prawns curry has come to a boil. Now immediately we are going to switch off the flame and adjust the salt. Little salt is required. So I am putting little salt and we will remove this curry. Now one more thing, very important tip here is, you are not going to boil it, overboil it, because the coconut milk will get split. So that is the reason we will wait only till the curry gets a boil. Our tomatoes are properly cooked. So I am going to add the sugar. Now again, it's a very sweet chutney. So you should see how much sugar is added. Later on we can add little more sugar. Again I am going to cook this till the sugar gets dissolved and the chutney becomes little thick. Okay. Now we are going to start with the main course, that is a vegetable main course, veg main course, which is called as aloo dum. It is called as aloor dum, ALOORDUM. See, the potatoes I showed you, these potatoes are boiled, they are cooked properly. Now we will be shallow frying the potatoes to make the dish. Till that time I will just tell you what I am going to do. I am going to take a bowl and I am going to mix the ingredients, which are ginger paste, then red chili powder, jeera powder and soft powder, and with addition of little water I am going to make a paste out of that. Okay. After that we are going to use the tomatoes and the ghee, which will be whisked for making the aloo dum. Back to the range. You can see that the sugar is cooked, it is dissolved and it has given a good consistency to the chutney. Now I am going to add the raisins. So instead of dates we are going to add raisins in our chutney. But as I told you, the optional thing you can use is, you can use the dates or you can use the aam papad. And our lovely chutney is done. Cut. Cut. I am using a normal oil for shallow frying the potatoes. I am not going to deep fry the potatoes. Okay, I am just going to shallow fry. So it gets a layer on top, which looks very nice. Let the oil get hot. I am making a chutney, I am making a paste with ginger, that is a grated ginger, soft powder, jeera powder and little red chili powder. Adding water and making a paste. This I am doing because now when we are cooking the aloo, as there are no onions, nothing as a thickening in this paste, when I am going to use so many powders in the preparation, they might tend to burn. So that is the reason I have made a paste. Now our oil is hot, so I will be adding all the potatoes. And we will shallow fry the potatoes. So one more thing I would like to state here is, after shallow frying the potatoes, after I remove the potatoes, the excess oil I will take it out and I will add more amount of mustard oil, and the preparation we will do it in the mustard oil. This we are shallow frying only to give it a little glaze. If you feel the potatoes are big, you can always cut them into half to get the same size. See, the milk is reduced to half. See, if I remove this, you will come to know how the milk might get spilled. That was the reason I was telling you to keep the spoon in it. Okay, so the milk has reduced into half now. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to switch off the flame, add the sugar so it will get dissolved properly, and I'm going to add a dash of caramel so that we get a nice color to the mishti doi. In Bengal, if you go, you find different flavors of mishti doi. You have Aam mishti doi, you have Sitafal mishti doi. Definitely people from Calcutta, they will definitely remember the different mishti dois they know, which we all people in Maharashtra don't know. This is a perfect color of mishti doi. So what we are going to do is now, we will keep it under the we'll keep it under the fan, so this will get cooled, and after it becomes lukewarm, then we are going to add the culture of normal curd to this. Then it will set. So mishti doi today if you make, tomorrow you will be able to have it. Our potatoes have got a nice good shine and glaze. So I'm removing the potatoes in a bowl. So our potatoes are ready to go in the aloo dum. Now I'm reducing this oil in a container, and we can start with the mustard oil. Since the pan is hot, we have to be very careful that it doesn't burn, and the heating of the oil will be little faster. Adding little jeera just to check the temperature. Turmeric. Bengali people cannot live without turmeric. And I am adding this paste which we have done. This is a dish in which we are going to add a combination of curd and tomatoes. But when you are using both the things, always remember that you are going to add curd first and then the tomatoes. Reducing the flame. Going to add the tomatoes. Now I can increase the flame a little bit. Why did I reduce the flame? Because as I added the curd, when the curd goes in the oil, there are chances of curd getting split. But now since I have added tomatoes on top, there are less chances of curd getting split. So you can increase the flame a little bit. I add the salt. I didn't get a spoon. Okay. As I told you, Bengali people has to, sugar is an integral part of their cuisine. Little sugar, just a dash of sugar, and you're going to add the potatoes to that. This is eaten with luchi, which I have shown you in the last demonstration, which is made with the refined flour, and kalonji is a puri. So this is very popularly eaten with the luchi. They come to boil. It's a very thick gravy. You all will definitely enjoy it. Cut. Masala powder on top. I'm putting a pinch of garam masala powder after the aloo dum is done. Ready to serve. See, our prawns curry is ready now. I'll show you the presentation. Always first arrange the prawns and then pour over the curry.
Next.
Now I'm going to show you how to plate the aloo dum.
उसको साइड कर लो नीचे से.
And finally, the tomato chutney. Now you will not believe this, but I am telling you that Bengali people eat this chutney as a sweet dish also. Nice flavor. This is the tomato. This is a mishti doi which we have done yesterday. It's set now, see.